Hi everybody. I have a great crochet pattern today. Today is the velvet crochet slippers with a granny square with a flower design. I think it's really cute and it's really easy and simple to make. So we start off making this flower granny square, and then we will join in right here at the corner, and we will single crochet across to the next corner, and we will chain out the certain amount of chains for your foot size, and we will go back and forth just with single crochets. We will make a rectangle on each side of the granny square. Then we will fold those two rectangles and we will sew them up, which creates this. It's really easy, really super easy to make. And once we sew up the two rectangles, we'll sew up the side, and then we will single crochet for 3 rows all the way around, just like that. And then we will close up the top, and then there we go. That easy, that simple. So the yarn that I'm using for this tutorial is a Yarn Bee brand yarn. So I have 3 different colors. This center here is a green color. The center is Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth Sparkle in the color olive. And the flower here is Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth Sparkle Ivory. And this pink color here is Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth Sparkle Blush. And this is what the ivory looks like up close. It's got some gold flakes in it, some metallic. It does say on the back of it, metallic polyester. So it has 6% metallic polyester in it. It's very pretty, and it's not a big bulky velvet yarn. So depending on what size you're making, what size slipper, depends on what size hook we'll use, but we'll go over that. And so what I would do is just get you a piece of paper or like a little sticky note, and I will give out the different sizes on what to do for each size as we go along. So that is how we will start off. We will start off making the center, and we will work our way out, making our granny squares, and then we will make our rectangles on each side. Very, very easy, and it doesn't take long to make this at all. For size 4, 5, and 6, use a 5mm hook. For sizes 7, 8, 9, and 10, use a 5.5mm hook. For sizes 11, 12, 13, and 14, use a size 6mm hook. And real quick, I wanted to show you all what the yarn looks like. This is the olive color. So it's a thin It's a thin velvet yarn, but if you wanted to use a different size yarn, or I mean not a different size yarn, I mean a different type of yarn, like this is Red Heart Super Saver. This is an acrylic yarn, so the comparison, so the velvet yarn is just slightly bigger than the size 4 weight yarn of the Super Saver. And then I have another one. This is Blossom. This is Blossom in the color Bluebell. And this is a size 5 weight yarn. So the comparison is pretty close. So I believe this Yarn Bee Velvety Sparkle yarn is a 5 weight yarn. So just in case if you didn't want to use this Yarn Bee Velvety Sparkle yarn, then that way you can have a good idea for a yarn substitution. So we will start off with the very center color. We will make a magic ring, and I'm just going to use my quick, fast, easy method. And I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook for my size foot. I measured my foot from heel to toe, and my foot is exactly 10 inches. So for 10 inches, I would be using the 5.5 millimeter hook. So we will make our magic ring. We will chain 1, and we will make 8 single crochets in the magic ring. And I'm going to pull out this yarn tail, and I will finish single crocheting just around this one. That way it'll be easier. This is the best way to do it when it comes to using velvet yarn or chenille yarn. And the reason why is when you're working with velvet or chenille yarn with the magic ring, when you pull this closed, sometimes it doesn't want to close all the way and it rips your yarn. But if you do that little hack, it works great. So we will slip stitch into that very first single crochet. Just going to pull that down tight so I don't mistake that for a stitch. For row 2, we will switch colors. We will need our next color. We will need our next color for the flower, and I'm using the ivory. So I'm just going to chain that. I'm going to take this green and I'm just going to pull that down, and that tightens it and helps to hide that color change. So I will chain 3. So I have 3 chains. I will make 3 double crochets in the same chain. Let's see. Okay, we will make a popcorn. So we will make 3 double crochets in that same chain. Sometimes it's a little hard to see it with the velvet yarn. So it's 1, 2, 3. We pull that up to make a popcorn, so we need to have that stretched out like that. We will insert our hook. Do just like this. We will pull that through. I'm going to tighten that up a bit. We will chain 2. And we will repeat this in each chain. So I will make in the next chain 3 double crochet popcorn again. We'll pull that up. And in this first double crochet, I'll insert my hook. I'll insert it into that loop, pull that down, and then we'll just pull that through. Kind of give it a little tug to tighten it. Chain 2 and go to the next chain and repeat that again. Pull that up a bit. I'm going to go into that first double crochet, insert my hook in that loop, just tighten it down, tighten that down, chain 2, go to the next chain, and just repeat that in each chain. Makes a pretty little flower. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 of the popcorn flower stitches. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I'm going to have to squeeze in another one right there. It's okay if you end up missing a stitch and you need to do that. Sometimes it's hard to see the velvet yarn with the dark colors. So no worries, we'll just squeeze that in there. Yeah, I must have missed a stitch somewhere. That's alright. See if I can squeeze that in there. Yep. No biggie. Just improvise. Chain 2 at the end. We're going to slip stitch join. I'm just going to tighten that magic ring down a little. So there's our flower. So we will be changing color to the third color. And I'm using the blush. So we will change colors and then we will begin our granny stitches. I'm going to go ahead and cut this green yarn and put that up. I'm going to go ahead and cut this ivory yarn, put that up. That way I can clear out some space. So with our third color, we'll chain. We'll need to take that second color and pull that down, tighten it. We can weave all these ends in later. So for row 3, we will chain 3. in the same chain space, which will be this space right here. So we're chaining up, but this space we need to work into this space. In the same chain space, we will make 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the same chain space. So we'll just go over there. Need 3 double crochets. Chain 1, 3 double crochets. In the next chain space, we will make 3 double crochets. So we're going to jump right over to here. We're going to make just 3 double crochets. In this next chain space of the flower, we will make 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. So I have my 3, excuse me, I have my 3 double crochet, so I'll chain 1 and make another 3 double crochets. And this right here is creating our corners of our square. So that creates our corner. We'll go into this next chain space and only make 3 double crochets. Next chain space will be 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. And this is us making another corner. So we have our corner here that we made. We will make 3 double crochets in this next chain space. It's looking really nice so far, isn't it? In this next chain space will be our corners, so we will make 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, and I thought this would be a really nice gift for Mother's Day. I thought, well, what would be something that everyone would like to make for their mom? And I know my mom loved crochet slippers. All this next chain space will just be the 3 double crochets. That last one, just 3 double crochets. Which I also made a matching headband pattern as well. So we'll be making that soon too. But Mother's Day's coming up. So once you're finished, we will slip stitch join that top chain here. So and for the slippers, we will not be single crocheting around the edge. When we make the headband, we will. So the headband that we will be making soon will be made just like this, and you'll see. But for the slippers, what we will need to do is we need to work our way to this corner here, or actually it's right here. So we need to slip stitch across to this chain 1 corner space. We will chain 1 and we will make 1 single crochet in that chain 1 space, and each chain all the way across until the next corner chain 1 space. We will make 1 single crochet all the way to this space right here. So inside this corner, we will make 1 single crochet. So now I would get that little sticky note or a piece of paper and write down how many chains you will need to chain for your size foot. So now what we will be doing is, after you make these single crochets from this corner to this corner, we will chain out a certain amount of chains, and we will be working back and forth for so many rows, and it will create a rectangle. And then after that, we will attach in this corner, and we will do the same thing. We will single crochet across until the next corner, and we will chain out and work back and forth, creating another rectangle. So we'll have 2 rectangles coming out the side here to make our slipper. Let's see. All right. And this is how many chains you will need to chain out from here. So we will make our chains. So for size 4, you will chain 9. For size 5, you will chain 11. For size 6, you will chain 13. For size 7, you will chain 15. For size 8, you will chain 17. For size 9, you will chain 19. For size 10, you will chain 21. For size 11, you will chain 23. For size 12, you will chain 25. For size 13, you will chain 27. And for size 14, you will chain 29. And if you've noticed, each size goes up by 2 chains. And what you will need to do is you will need to take a ruler, and you will need to measure from your heel to your toe. Okay? That way you're getting the exact measurement. Like for me, for instance, I was just slightly over 10 inches. And in tennis shoes, I wear size 11, but you do not want to go off the size of your tennis shoes. You want to go off the exact measurement from heel to toe. And mine, like this fits me, so I have to chain out 21 chains. So from here at that corner of that granny square, I chained out 21 chains for my 10-inch foot. And that is what I will do here. I'm going to go ahead and make the matching pair to my slipper. So I have my 21 chains. And in the back of the chains, you will see when you turn your chains on the back, you will see these back bumps. we will go into that second chain and that back bump, and we will make one single crochet. And then we will repeat that going across. So just chain out that number of chains for your foot measurement. And then that second chain from your hook, go into that back bump. If you can't find the back bump, that's fine. You can just go into the back loop, into the top loop of your chain. And you're just going to single crochet across. So for each foot size, we're just going to be doing the same thing. So now we've made our way back to the square. So we will just make one single crochet in each of those chains. We will chain one and we will turn. So for the next row, in this same chain, we will make one single crochet, and we will just single crochet in each chain across all the way until the end. And I have one left. I'm at the end, and I will chain one and turn. So, excuse me. So, for size 4 and 5, you will make a total of 5 rows for your rectangle on the side of your square. For size 6 and 7, you will make 6 rows on the side of your square. For size 8 and 9, you will make 7 rows. For size 10 and 11, you will make 8 rows. For size 12 and 13, you will make 10 rows. And for size 14, you will make 12 rows. So far, I have 3 rows, and mine is a size 10, so I have 8 rows total. So I have 3 rows, so I need to make 5 more rows. And I will just repeat the same thing. 1 single crochet in the same chain, 1 single crochet in each chain across, and I will meet you all back once we're done. And I just completed row 7. So what I did was right here, this first single crochet row, I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll chain 1 and turn. So I have 1 row left that I will finish up, and I will meet you all back then. So I'm at my last stitch here. So that's my rectangle. So let's see, I need to cut it long enough for sewing. I'll just use that for sewing both sides together. Just going to pull that through that last hook. So what we're going to do now is we're going to flip our work and right here in the opposite corner, I will rejoin. Let's see here. We'll rejoin my yarn, chain 1, actually when you rejoin right there, make sure that's kind of long because you're going to use that for sewing as well. So pull that through. I'm going to chain 1. We're going to make 1 single crochet, and we're going to repeat what we did. We're just going to work all the way across. All right, let's see. Looks like it might be a little hard for me to get in right there. I have to use a smaller hook. Let's see, I must have made that stitch a little tight to get into. Okay, there we go. Let me count. I'm supposed to have 9. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's supposed to be 9 in between right here. So it's supposed to be 11, I believe. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess that wasn't a stitch right there. That was a slip stitch. That's why it was so hard to get into. Okay, so here we go. I'll just go right in between those 2 granny squares, and now I will chain my certain amount of chains. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So just chain out the amount of chains for your size. And remember, we are, let's see, we are going to turn it to the back. of the back bump and that second chain from our hook and the back bump. We're going to make our single crochets across. And we're just repeating what we did before on the other side of that granny square, that rectangle. So just repeat that all the way across and chain one at the end and turn and make one single crochet in each chain across until the end. Chain one and turn and repeat till the certain amount of rows for your size, and I will meet you back once I complete my side of my slipper. I'm at my very last stitch for my 8th row. This will be the inside because I have my yarn ends. So what we will need to do now is we will need to just weave in and hide these yarn ends before we fold this and sew it. So we will sew this straight down all the way until the end here. Then we will fold it and we will sew up these right here. And then after we do that, we'll end up right here, and then we will go all the way around, single crocheting for 3 rows all the way around. And then once we're done doing that, we'll cinch up the top here because it'll be open like a circle, and we'll cinch that up and then it'll be done. So that's all we have to do now. So weave these in, and I will meet you back then to fold and sew this up. So where I left off, my last stitch, pull this through with a long yarn end, pull that through. We'll use that later. I already weaved in my yarn ends and then clipped them down. So what we will do now is we will fold our sides in. We will thread our yarn needle with our long yarn tail. And we will just whip stitch through each chain equally, and we will sew this up. Just like that. We'll do this all the way until the end. And this right here is the bottom of our slipper, like underneath our foot. I guess technically we didn't need this long yarn end. Just needed one long yarn end. Hold on. Let's see here. We're just going to go up along our side here and sew that up, because I'm going to work around this yarn tail. Sorry about that. Forgot that we didn't need that yarn tail. So we're just going to continue to whip stitch it. And this goes up along our heel. I'm just sewing the two sides together. So this is our slipper so far. Now we need to our yarn end over here. We will thread our yarn needle. So we're going to go in and out. Probably every other row. Let's go ahead and pull that tight as we go. I'm just going in every other row here. Pull that tight. We are just cinching it closed. Making sure there's no gaps. Now we just need to go in straight across like that. So that hole's right there, but it's cinched closed, but we want it to stay closed. So we're going to do that across. Now we're going to stick that through the middle of the slipper. Turn that inside out. If you want to take a sewing needle and thread, put a few stitches in there to make sure it's secure, but I've tried mine on and I know mine's pretty secure doing this, but washing it, being that it says this is machine washable, but being that it's velvet yarn, from my experience, the washer will tear up your crochet with velvet yarn or chenille yarn. So I would hand wash these for sure, because all these loops, even though they're not loose, they will pull loose and everything else. Especially if you use the washers that have that middle drum with the ridges in it that swishes, that there will tear it up. So I'm just weaving this in and out. This is the inside. This is just for extra security. Really, that's good enough. Clip that down. See, we're almost finished. Flip that back out. So now the only thing that we have to do is we will rejoin right here. So whichever size hook you need to use for your size foot, go ahead and grab that. This yarn tail I don't need. Alright. Let's see here. Okay. We will rejoin right here with our yarn. Those are my yarn tails. It's my working yarn. So chain 1, and in the same chain along with the next chain we will make a single crochet 2 together. So instead of completing that single crochet, go into the next chain, yarn over, pull that through. You'll have 3 loops, almost like a half double crochet. Yarn over and pull through those 3, and you'll do the same thing in the next 2 chains, and this is for all sizes, so we will do the same process for all sizes. Now we will single crochet across until we reach this corner here, and this is for all sizes. So we will just make 1 single crochet now, and I'm just crocheting over my yarn ends to hide those. Oh, what'd I do? Oh, darn it. Oops, I can't believe I did that on camera. I grabbed the wrong strand. Sorry about that. Darn it. I shouldn't have kept my scrap pieces next to my roll of yarn. Alright. Hate when that happens. Alright, so I'm just going to go into that. Oops, crap. There we go. Yarn in this way. Now I got 2 yarns, ends in the front here. Go into the same chain and the next chain and make that single crochet 2 together. I'm going to do that again, next 2 chains, single crochet 2 together, and then I'm just going to make 1 single crochet in each chain all the way around until, not all the way around, just straight across the side here until I reach that corner. I'm going to put that out of my way. This chain's right there, right here. So I'm almost to the corner here. Let's see. So I have it down that we will make a single crochet 3 together in the chain before the corner. So this one, and this one. So these 3 chains right here, we will make a single crochet 3 together. I'll go in and pull that up, and that's the corner. Go ahead and pull that up, and then this one right here. We got 4 loops on our hook, and we're just going to pull through all of those. Tighten that down a little bit so it's looks nicer. So now we're going to make 1 single crochet across here, but we're going to do the same thing in this corner. So this stitch here, this stitch, and this stitch will be a single crochet 3 together. In the next 2 rows, we will repeat the same exact row. All right, now let's see. So here's our corner. Okay, so the stitch before the corner stitch and the stitch after the corner stitch. These 3 chains here will get a single crochet 3 together. We have 4 loops on our hook. Pull through all 4. Tighten that up. And then we will continue with 1 single crochet in each chain until the last 2 chains before we slip stitch join. Okay, so here's where we started. I have 2 chains left right here. So we will make a single crochet 2 together. Then we will slip stitch, join, and pull that tight. I'm going to have to, I didn't close that up good enough. Probably shouldn't have cut that yarn tail. I'll fix that. But we will chain 1 and we will repeat that row again for the next 2 rows. So I'll go into the same chain and the next chain, make a single crochet 2 together, The next 2 chains will be a single crochet 2 together, and then 1 single crochet in each chain until we reach the corner again, just like we did in the row before. We're almost done. So this looks like our corner right here. So in this chain, a corner chain, and this chain, make single crochet 3 together, tighten that up. Then we'll go into the next chains and make 1 single crochet across here. And if you want, after this row right here, you can try it on, see if it fits, if it's what you want. And if you want to go ahead and stop after this row, you can. If not, we have 1 more row to do. But if you always want to make an extra row, you can. Just keep repeating the same process. Okay. So I will say this is my corner. So I'll put 1 more single crochet here. In this chain, and that chain. I'll make a single crochet 3 together. And then I'll just single crochet across. I think this would be a great gift for Mother's Day, even birthdays and Christmases, or just to make for yourself. I think this is a really nice slipper with the granny square flower. It's pretty easy. It's not that hard to make at all. Okay. Let's see. Got 2 more chains left. Last 2 chains. Make a single crochet 2 together. That helps tighten it up around that heel. So this is our slipper so far. It looks good. It looks really good so far. Which I've tried this one on, so once you put it on, it will stretch a little bit. But just in case, I would go ahead and try this on and see if you like it, and decide if you want to put this last row in or even an extra row. I'm on my last row now, and I will just repeat the same thing. Same chain and next chain, single crochet 2 together, next 2 chains, single crochet 2 together, and single crochet across. Even though mine looked even, I know that I did 3 rows. So I'm going to do this extra row. Not extra row, this last row. This is the 3rd row. And here I am at my corner. So I'm going to do my single crochet 3 together. I'm just going to single crochet across the top here. And I'm at that corner again. So I'm going to do that single crochet 3 together. And then just single crochet across. I hope you all like this tutorial. We're going to be making the matching headband very soon. That way for Mother's Day you can give your mom 2 gifts. The granny square slippers with the matching headband to go with it. Last 2 chains, single crochet 2 together, and then slip stitch join. And there we go. I hope you all liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and if you already have, then thank you. And I will see you all soon. We will be making the matching headband to go with it, and lots of other neat things. Thank you all. Bye-bye.